One of the most common use case of generative AI these days and in the near future is conversation with the models, which is normally done through the chatbots. The tools which are available in the market at the moment either are too expensive or are too cumbersome to implement. I just stumbled upon this new tool called as TextBase, which has developed by these contributors as you can see on your screen, which is quite simple to implement and then use. One of the best thing I found about this tool is that not only it allows you to choose OpenAI models, but also go with the Hugging Face models. The great thing about is that you don't have to stick with OpenAI and pay them $20 every month or more. Rather, you can simply use any free model from Hugging Face. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install this text base, which allows you to build chatbots with generative AI easily and simply on Ubuntu. And we will be using a Hugging Face model, a free model. You can use the same steps for Windows or any other Linux flavor and also on the Mac. For this demo, the hardware I'm going to use will be an AWS EC2 instance, and the instance type is G4DN 2x large. You can even run it on X large, but with 2x large, the speed is quite good. Okay, let's get started. The first step which we need to do is to log into your Ubuntu instance, which I already am, and let me go to my Ubuntu instance quickly. So this is my Ubuntu instance, and the first thing we need to do is to simply update this instance so that we know that everything is up to date. Second thing which we need to do is to make sure that Python 3 is installed and the version is larger than 3.10. Let me check my Python version, which is 3.10.6. Cool. And the third thing which we need to do is to install pip here. Normally on Ubuntu we use apt, but for this software we would need pip. So, and it doesn't come readily available on this version of Ubuntu. And let me quickly show you Ubuntu release 2. So this is Ubuntu release 22.04 LTS which I'm using. Let's quickly clear the screen and install the pip here, and I'll be using the simple command with the apt to install this pip. Type y and this should get installed. Cool. While this happens, let's go back to our GitHub repo because we need to clone it. In order to clone it, all you need to do is to scroll up, click on this green button and grab this URL, and then we will be cloning this in our terminal, and our terminal is showing this. Just press enter and it will finish installing the pip here. Cool. Let's clear the screen and type git clone and the URL which we just copied, and it has cloned it here. Let me quickly show you ls-ltr. So there you go, we have text base. Let's cd to this text base. Cool. And clear the screen. Next step is to install Poetry, which makes it easy to deal with Python dependencies and to create a virtual environment. So Poetry is getting installed, and let's wait for it to finish. That's done. And then we need to add it to the path. So simply run this command, and don't worry about copy pasting or typing these commands. I'll be pasting all of these commands in my blog, and I will drop the link to the blog and this GitHub repo in video's description. Okay, so Poetry has been installed and we have set the variable. Now let's configure the virtual environment. Virtual environment just allows you to have a separate environment for all of your dependencies. So we have installed the virtual environment, and now simply run the Poetry shell command to initialize it, and that's done too. Cool. Now let's activate it, and we have activated it, and it is showing you in the bracket that we are in the virtual environment. Next, we need to install all the dependencies with Poetry install command. So let's wait for it to finish. Okay, nice. So that is done. Now, next step is to set our model. In order to do that, simply do ltr, and then you will see all the directories and file. Go to examples directory, again ls. Now these are the models which you can use: OpenAI bot, Mimic bot, or Hugging Face bot. I'm I'm going with the Hugging Face, so let's cd to Hugging Face, again lstrltr min.py, open it with vi editor, so vi space main.py, enter, and this is what all you need to do. You need to put your Hugging Face API key. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. We can get it very simply. Go to Hugging Face website and log in with your free email account. Once you logged in, on the left hand side, click on access token, and then this is the token which you can get. You can create a new token too, which is free. Okay, so let's suppose we have the token. I Let me just copy it from there. I've copied it. Let's go back to our terminal and simply press small I here. It will be in the insert mode. Right click our Hugging Face API keys, copy it, escape, colon WQ to save this file, and we are good. Also, make sure that you remember this path: example Hugging Face bot slash main.py, because that is where our main.py is. And the next step is to run it. And the way we run it is like this. Let me just clear the screen so that we know what is happening. Sorry, let me go back to my home directory, which is this. We need to be in this text-based directory. Let's clear it again. And now let's run it. And remember where the path is. Path is an example, and then example slash Hugging Face dash bot main.py, and press enter, enter, and this has started your server here. Now let's access it in the browser and see how it works. So let me go back to my browser, and as soon as I loaded the browser, it has also given me this. So our software is running, and we can simply chat with here. Let's type hello there, and it says I am glad you're here, and you can chat with it. What is the capital of Sydney? Not Sydney. Let's say Tonga, and then you can it doesn't know what that is. So model field. What is the capital of Australia? It seems like a okay. So model is hallucinating, but that is fine. We can select any other model by going into that main.py file. Anyway, so you can see that this is working, and this is how you install it locally on Ubuntu. Let me also quickly show you the steps for the Windows. So these are the steps for Windows from their GitHub repo, and this is one of the good thing about this project, that they have listed all the steps very clearly. So for example, for Windows, all you need to do is to make sure you have Python, just we did in Ubuntu, install Poetry there, and then configure the virtual environment very similar to what we did, run the shell, and then Poetry install. And that's it. And once that's done, access that URL in your browser, and you should be able to chat with your chatbot. So this is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have still any confusion, or if you encounter with any issues or problems, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much.